part of the story for my children, those who are eagerly waiting to know the remaining part of the story. So let's start. Now, they demanded that he should do something about the rats at once. Something must be done, the people cried. If you fail, we will get another mayor. Means they will remove the mayor from his post if they don't get any help. The mayor called a meeting with his councillors for a long time, thinking what to do. As they were discussing the problem, a knock was heard at the door, and a stranger from a faraway land came to Hamelin. He was tall and thin, dressed in colorful clothes. He had a white feather in his hat and he carried a pipe that was hung around his neck. His long coat was half yellow and half red. The mysterious-looking man walked inside. Now, mysterious means strange. So we have learned the 5 words, new words. They are Sunday hats, number 1, which means hats worn to church on Sundays, usually more showy than ordinary hats. Number 2 is shrieking, which means making shrill sounds. Number 3 is mayor, which means the elected head of a town or city. Number 4, councillors, which means a body of elected members who help the head of a town or city to govern it. The last one, number 5, is mysterious, which means strange. Now that mysterious looking man introduced himself, saying that he is called the Pied Piper. Pied Piper means who plays flute. He had saved many kings by means of a secret magic trick. He had got rid of bats from one city and flies from another city. He said that he would get rid of rats if he gets a bag of gold. The mayor said, "Oh, is that all? We'll give you 2 bags of gold if you do your work." The Pied Piper smiled and went out into the street, taking his pipe, and started playing an odd but wonderful tune. All the rats in the town heard the music and began to run to him. As he walked through the streets of Hamelin, playing his pipe, more and more rats followed him. Rats from every corner followed the Pied Piper and his music. The clever man took them all to the river Weser and waded into the water, or walked. Waded means to walk in the water. There, one by one, all the rats fell into the river and drowned, except for one rat who swam across and went to Ratland to tell his story. Hamelin was free from rats. The people were overjoyed. The Pied Piper went back to collect his reward. He went to the mayor and said, "Your work is done. Give me my bag of gold." But now that the problem was solved, they looked at each other's face. They did not want to pay him the whole money. They were ready to give him only half a bag of gold. The Pied Piper was very angry and thought to teach this town a lesson. He said, "I don't bargain. I must have my bag of gold. You made a promise. Now you must keep it. I will not take less." The mayor would not listen. So the Pied Piper said, "I will pipe another tune and you will be sorry." The mayor still did not pay any attention to the Pied Piper. The piper stepped out without saying anything. Immediately, the Pied Piper began playing his pipe again. He now played a sweeter tone than before. This time, all the children in the town heard the music and ran after him. Every girl and boy of Hamelin began to follow the magical music. The Pied Piper took them all to a hill where a big door opened wide. Now the townspeople were very scared and very ashamed of breaking their promise. They came forward and urged the mayor to stop the Pied Piper from taking away their children. The mayor also realized that he had done wrong by breaking his promise. He begged for forgiveness and even promised to give him his bag of gold. Finally, the Pied Piper was pleased and happy, and so he let the children go back to their homes. He reminded the people that promises once made should be kept. So children, what moral did you learn from the story? The moral is, if we have promised someone, then we must keep our promise. We must never break it. So this story was actually a poem written by Robert Browning, but this is an adapted story. It was an interesting story, and I hope I could make you interested. To break the monotony, I had made the story into different parts. So thank you, children. Bye bye. See you and take care.